the years, Twin Cities Live has shown you a lot of ways to improve your home, right? Maybe new landscaping, you could change up the curtains, you could rip out that bathroom. There are a lot of ways to make your house better.
But sometimes the only thing you can do is just start over. So our friends Julie and Daniel from DeRoche Realty Group and Coldwell Banker Burnett recently bought this house in Edina. They say the only way they can make it work is to tear the whole doggone thing down and rebuild it from scratch. And they have invited us to follow along in the process. I'm obsessed with this. We are kicking things off today in our real estate report with a tour that'll show you exactly why this house has got to go.
Is this even 24 inches wide? I'm not that big, it's just small.
The oven doesn't close completely.
You've got a dryer here, a washer there, and then yes, your shower right here in your mechanical room.
But if you like to shower while you do your laundry, this would be the perfect layout. It's a very unattractive house as it is right now. If you found a house that was a beautiful house and tore it down, it just doesn't make much sense. But I think the neighborhood would be happy because of the visual appeal of the house right now. What we're going to rebuild will be much more visually appealing.
It definitely is the eyesore of the neighborhood right now. Like, you know, some of these are absolutely beautiful homes around here, and this one's just not anymore. It's seen its better days.
So it's going to be a modern farmhouse style. So it'll be a two-story, all white with black windows and some cedar accents on the exterior of the house. The hill can be excavated out. So especially if when we look at the backyard, the hill kind of drops back down. So it's this kind of hump that's in the middle of the yard. I think someone like walking up, the big negative to them would be the hill that we've talked about. But what most people don't understand is we can excavate this out. We'll put up a retaining wall. This will be leveled down, so now you're not dealing with a two-story entry where you're entering the house up on the second story.
People want those 3-car garages, and to try to fit, you know, any version of a larger vehicle into these 1-car tuck-unders, this doesn't happen anymore properly. Part of the reason we're tearing this house down, you can actually see how the driveway's heaving here. The extra garage on that side was added on, I'm guessing 20 years ago, something like that, just for extra car storage. When somebody parks their car in here in the winter, you know, all the salt and snow and stuff drips off. It goes towards the outside edges, and it just deteriorates the block.
It's just not a cost-effective solution to do a major remodel to this house.
Now, a lot of the new neighborhoods you go into, they're very tight lot lines. You're literally 5-10 feet from your neighbors' homes. Whereas here you can see there's some good separation. When you get that landscaping all done, it gives you that privacy. You don't find yards like this with big trees in the new subdivisions. So to try to get that in the city, this is one of the only ways, really. There's not just big chunks of land sitting around anymore that are undeveloped. Think about playing down here, like just living down here. This ceiling is so close, and this is a lower light fixture. Like, it's, you know, you think about a nicer light fixture dropping down, and it makes a world of difference.
The bathroom down here, the toilet is in one room next to the furnace, which is very ideal when you go in the bathroom. And then the shower is over by the laundry room.
This is all collapsing, full of mold, and you know, most people are scared of that kind of stuff. Oh, this is like additions, 81, 88, 98. Yeah, there it is. Village of Edina building permit, May 2nd, 1961. Yeah, let's make it a point to save these.
You drive around this area and it's definitely turning over from 60s homes being, you know, torn down, built with newer, higher quality homes, with higher values, with, you know, a better neighborhood feel to them.
So again, just walking outside here, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just such a beautiful space. It's just really hard to find lots like this that are still available to do something with, and this one's just fabulous.
Well, Daniel and Julie, they're here now. You guys have your work cut out for you, don't you? It's going to be fun.
This is so cool. Okay, so Daniel, you mentioned the neighborhood and how that house is a bit of an eyesore compared to the homes around it. But talking with the neighbors, if you want to buy a place that you want to tear down, you think is something that's important?
Oh, absolutely. If you want to have any kind of love in the neighborhood when you're going through this, you have to talk to them in advance.
Okay.
Imagine living next door and all of a sudden a big wrecker showing up and destroying the house next door to you without even knowing about it.
Yeah.
Well, and what should that conversation sound like with your new neighbors?
I just
Bring
went
them
over-
muffins?
I gave them each money. No, I just went over and told them what we were thinking of doing, seeing if they had any concerns. Because I think just addressing the concerns in advance is the big thing. People just want to be heard. So
Yeah.
going over and talking to them, telling them what we're doing, talk about the property line, how it's going to impact their home, and what we're thinking. And both the neighbors that I talked to on either side were very receptive. One was a little concerned about the tree line and how that's going to affect things, but we'll get through it nice and easy.
So that can get a little bit tricky. Sometimes I would think, like, those are giant trees. What if part of it's on one property, part of it's on the
Yeah,
other? You
right.
have to have
Yeah.
those discussions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you want to make sure they know that it's not going to affect their yard or their lot negatively.
Yeah, you got to put them at ease and let
Yep.
them know that's just your construction.
And always bring
Well, it's going to add
muffins.
it's going to add
Muffins go a
value
long way.
To their whole
to their
neighborhood.
homes, to the
Yeah.
whole
Oh
neighborhood.
yeah. Well, with what we saw is going to come from what we're looking at right now with that little red beauty.
Amazing.
Well, we're
That's a
not-
good thing for neighbors.
And we're not doing a big monster McMansion. It's just a nice looking.
Right.
It'll still fit in the neighborhood. It won't look that out of place.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. People not only get concerned that you're going to maybe, wreck the house, but also are you going to build something that's just ostentatious and doesn't fit with the rest of the neighborhood?
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you're tearing down, Julie, you have to think about a lot of things. How are you making that decision, tear down versus remodel?
Well, if it's just kind of if you think you can remodel it and it will work, that would be maybe the good option to do. But if it's not going to work, that house, there were structural issues.
Yeah.
There was mold in it. I mean, it was just like Daniel said, the garages don't work. So we thought that it's such a beautiful lot, it deserves a better house than what's currently on it.
So at what point do you go and talk to the city and say, look, here's what we're thinking? How early in the process?
Before you close on the property and before all your contingencies are up, you want to just kind of run by what you're thinking with them. A lot of people don't understand that there's setbacks on the lots. Some people think they can build a certain size house and then they find out that they can't.
Does that have to be like an architectural blueprint of here's exactly what we want to do, or do you just have to give the city a general idea?
You do that once you get permits.
Okay.
So you're not going to go and apply for the permit right away, but they will give you an idea if you tell them what you think you're building. Is it going to be an issue or is it going to be okay?
And then certain cities are easier to do these tear downs than other cities,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like some of them are really promoting it.
Yes.
Some want to, because if you think about from the city, they're going to get a higher tax revenue.
Yeah.
So they're going to make more money on these homes. But there is a lot to it. The big part is making sure during your inspection contingency, during that process, you're dotting all your I's and crossing your T's, because you don't want to buy a house and then find out you can't tear it down.
Oh, yeah,
or you
then you're
can't
stuck
build
with
a new
it.
house. Exactly.
Okay, and then speaking of building, you want to work with a reputable builder. This is where people get nervous. How are you finding the right person for this kind of a job?
Well, we've been doing this a long time, and you meet a lot of great builders and some not so great.
Sure.
And over the years, we've just developed some really awesome relationships. And the builder we're using, Stone Cottage, Troy and Brian, they've built, I don't even know, 20 or 30 homes for past clients of ours over the years. And everybody's had a great experience. I don't care who you build with. There's ups and downs. It's all how it's handled.
Yeah.
And we've, over the years, we've just developed so many great relationships. You know who to bring your clients to, different personalities, different price ranges. There's builders that build $4 million homes and builders that build, $400,000 homes.
And why does it make a difference to go with a local builder?
Well, if you pick somebody from, let's just say a really far northern suburb, like somebody from Anoka, and you're building in South Minneapolis,
Yeah.
their crews have to drive so far every day. I find that it just adds to the cost, adds to the stress, and a lot of them don't necessarily, that builder might not be familiar with that city, might
Yeah.
not know all the rules and regulations, and causes more challenges.
You guys, this is going to be so exciting to follow along. I cannot wait to
excited.
see
I love
the
that they have to
transformation.
deal with the stress and we
Me
just get to
too.
look at the videos.
Yeah, the only downside is we don't get to live in the cool house.
That is also
yeah,
true.
That's the
The
bummer.
teardown is going to be the fun one. I think we're going to
Yes,
get that
we
for
will
you
be
guys.
there for that.
Yes.
We're going to check back in with all of their progress, all the ups and downs, as Julie and Daniel put together their brand new home. So that'll happen over the coming months. We will be there on Teardown Day. Can I be there? Can I be there? I'd like to be there on
show up.
Teardown Day. I'd like to take a hammer?
sledgehammer.
A sledgehammer.
A mallet.
Just
That
throw
little
a
mallet.
We have a mallet on hand here.
Drive the Bobcat.
That'll be a
Drive
lot
the
of fun.
Bobcat, I like it. We have a link to the DeRoche Realty Group with Coldwell Banker Burnett on our website. So if you're interested in buying, selling, or building a home, they're always happy to have that one-on-one meeting with you at no cost and give some recommendations of who to use. We want to thank the DeRoche Realty Group for sponsoring our show. See you guys on Demo Day.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys. Oh, boring slaw.
Boy, isn't that a complaint? That slaw